Hey y'all, it's Maurice here with another video. I am, as you can see, still in the midst of the move. Stuff everywhere. I'm feeling kind of chaotic right now. Yes, watching 48 hours. But yeah, I'm in the middle of this move from Charlotte, as I've said before. And right now, everything just I'm feeling closed in. I'm feeling claustrophobic. I'm feeling like chaos everywhere. But I was thinking that even in chaos, that there can be progress, or that in the midst of progress, it can feel chaotic, however you want to look at it. Because I was just thinking to myself about how, like, I don't do well in a space where there are things everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking like unorganized things, like stuff, just like I have stuff on an island, stuff on the table, stuff that we are selling, and then things that I have been preparing for donation. I've dropped some donations off today, and been getting some of the boxes together. Have to test out how they fit in the car versus what I'm mailing. It feels very chaotic. But in all of that chaos, I feel extremely fortunate and extremely blessed to be able to really live this life. I turned the TV off because I was getting distracted, literally watching what was going on through the screen. But yeah, in all of this chaos, I feel super fortunate and blessed to be able to live this life. To be able to live a life where when I'm ready to move on, I know that it's time to move on, and that I'm not fighting against whatever the change is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fighting against what's next just because I don't necessarily know the outcome of it. So, I know that a lot of people, I've said this before in previous videos, that, sometimes people stay in situations that don't serve them, that they don't want to be in, that they've outgrown, or that just flat out does not feel right to them anymore. But I'm grateful that I have always had that spirit of living outside of the box, that spirit of this doesn't feel right anymore. Or like, oh, I wonder what's going on over there. Or I'm wondering what's going on over there. And, in that we are not stuck in any situation. You are not concrete. You are not a concrete blob, a concrete stone. You can change your mind. You can change your life. You know what I mean? Today, tomorrow, but it definitely is it's an amazing feeling, you know what I mean, to close a chapter out and there not be anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, to close a chapter out because you're ready to close a chapter, because you're ready to try something new. Yo, we really have such limited amount of time here. You know what I mean? I've said before, in May, Lord's will, I'll be 35, which would really put me at, or very close to being middle age. You know what I mean? Like, they sell us this dream about, like, middle age is really like, when we get 40s and 50s, they start telling us that really when we get 60, you'll hear some people say, like, you're middle age, like, no, you are middle age right now, especially if you are, 30, mid 30s plus, you know what I mean? That's middle age. If we think, I think they say the average person lives about, to be about 78. You know what I mean? Like, actually, interestingly enough, my grandmother lived to be about 78. You know what I mean? Like, so really, if you think about it, as you getting 38, 39, 40, you really are middle age. You really are at the middle of the road. And while oftentimes we feel much younger, we imagine middle age as being much older. That is a part of this system. That is a part of what they've sold us. That is a part of how they have conditioned us to keep our heads down and to keep moving, thinking that we have more time than we actually have. And so it behooves a lot of us to really look around and decide that, like, if something doesn't work, if I want to, try something new, if there is an venture that you want to go on, if there is, some traveling that you want to do, if some family that you want to be close to, friends that you want to live near. I've in Charlotte have lived near my best friend. And it has been the most exciting and exhilarating thing. I hadn't lived near a best friend since I lived in New York. And it is really just, I've come to recognize that like the older I get, the more I just want to be close to my people. I don't want to be in these places where I don't know anybody, where there is no community, where there's like, I want to be near my people, you know? And so, yes, I'm leaving my best friend here, but you know, I also too have another best friend closer to where I'm moving at next. And, you know, just kind of figuring life out, you know, none of us know the secret, you know what I mean? Like you've got to live it in order to experience it and in order to be able to know what you like and what you don't like, you know? I think sometimes we just sit on the sidelines and watching other people live and feel like, wow, I wish I was them. I wish I could do this. I wish I could. You can. We are no different than you. I am no different than you. I am no different than you. I just come up with something in my mind and I follow it with action. Too many of us have it in our mind, but we don't do the action portion of it, you know? And so for me, that's really just what I do. You know, it comes to me, I think about it, I strategize around it, and then I make a plan and recognize that the plan doesn't always work out the way that you anticipate it, the way that you envision it, you know? But what I do know is that I'm done here, you know, and I've said that in recent videos is that, you know what you get back there. Like, I know what Charlotte has to offer. I've done it for a year and a half. I know what Charlotte has to offer. And I'm ready to venture off to see what else is out there, what other cities have to offer, what other countries have to offer. You know, life is this very precious thing that it seems to just be going in a blink of an eye, you know? And if you are not vigilant, you will wake up one day in your life, you will be closer towards the end of that life, and you will be wishing that you had done more. You know, one of the things that really drive me is my grandmother used to say, you know, that she had waited too long on people, that if she could have done it all over again, she would have been somebody. She would have done things more. She wouldn't have waited. She would have just gone out there and experienced life. But she did not. And, you know, and I feel like it is incumbent upon me to get out there and to live this life, to experience this life, and to, you know, to milk it for all that it's worth, you know, to see what I can get out of this thing, you know, because once it's over, it's over. Once it's done, as far as I know and as far as you know, unless you know something that I don't know, you know. But yeah, it's chaos. I feel chaotic right now, and I just feel overwhelmed with stuff, things to get rid of, and, you know, to sell and to move out, and it feels like there is a lot between now and then, but I'm making sure that I'm being present in the now, because the then doesn't even exist. Tomorrow is not a real thing. It's not a reality. Today, right now, in this moment, the feelings that I'm having about this is the only thing that I have to go on. That is the only thing that's true. The only thing that's true in the world right now is this very moment. And so I'm really trying to be present. I'm really trying to document my feelings. I'm really trying to process, you know what I mean? Like what this means, what's next, what it looks like, but also too, you know, accepting where I'm at today. You know what I mean? Like I still have a little bit of time left in Charlotte, and, you know, experiencing a city more of what it is. And like, you know, because what am I going to do? Sit in the house and just say, I can't wait till, those days don't exist. And if this was my last day, I would want it to be present and available to learn whatever I need to learn today, you know? And so I'm working through that. As I told you, I'll keep you updated on the progress and the process. It is a doozy, but, you know, you go through things to get to things, you know? And so I'm going through this to get to whatever is next. And I want to make sure that I do it with grace. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I do it with, you know what I mean? Like my head leveled, and focused on the now. Focused on the now. I appreciate you as always for watching and for listening. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.